everyone, and welcome to the Sunday edition. And today we're going to interview from Hong Kong, Chung Soo Jung. Please welcome her. Yay!
Yay! Hello, everyone. I'm Chung Soo Jung from Hong Kong, and I have been living in Korea for 7 years. Oh my God!
Wow.
And right now I'm in Hong Kong because of the corona. Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Oh, we're so thankful that you're here. For me, this is my first time meeting her too, to be honest. Everyone, I know all of you, we all recognize her from Awesome Life, and she's the Providence singer, right?
Yeah.
So this is how everyone knows you, but then no one really knows you, right? And I want to make sure that through this interview, people will know who you are, what kind of character you have too. And everyone, you have to know she has a very fun character and she laughs a lot. It's surprising, right? But she laughs a lot. So I was just really shocked. She really, really laughs. But very, very grateful.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So we're going to meet
yeah, I'm showing
today.
my true colors.
Yes, and it's good. We like it. Yeah, we like the fun, bubbly people. So, Soo-jung, walk us through life before Providence. What was it like for you?
Before Providence, I actually met Providence when I was in SS, when I was 16. But before that, I was also half Christian because I studied in a Christian school. So I pretty much know a lot about, the Bible, Jesus, God, but I'm not really into Christianity. So I go to church sometimes with my friends. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not that, Christian. So there was one day I prayed to God, like, if you really exist, then let me know about life. Why do I exist? If you really exist, why don't you tell me about yourself? Teach me about you. Teach me about life. And that's around a month later, I met an Omni from Providence. She's from Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, I was evangelized in Hong Kong. So yeah, that's how I met Providence.
What was what initiated you to actually search for God? Like, what makes you like, God, I really want to know? Like, what initiated it?
I was quite overwhelmed, but by all those exams and studies, because I was preparing for university.
Right,
to take the last exam of my high school. So and also I was bullied at school. Yeah. So because I studied in the girls' school, so there's all these gossips and stuff. So I was very pressured, and at that time I don't know why I have to go through all these. I don't know why I have to study. I don't know why I have to, face all these hatred and gossips. So I asked God, like, why exactly? Why? Yeah.
and then now we know it was to bring you to the history, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, which makes everything worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're here, and eventually we have to bring them here too, even though they bullied you. Eventually we still have to bring them, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully by that time they've grown up a little bit more.
True.
And then we'd be like going, do you know who Soo-jung is now? He's like, do you have any idea who she is now? They'd be like, oh!
Yeah. Oh wow.
So how was you, like, how was it learning the word for you?
It was not difficult to accept God and Jesus. I didn't have any difficulties accepting that the fact they're my bridegroom.
Right.
But by the time that they told me that Jesus was my bridegroom, I was shocked. surprised in a good way, but
Right.
I don't feel that way, right? I used to see them as my friend, as my dad. So it's kind of hard, but I still
Right.
prayed so that I can understand. Yeah.
Mm.
And that's how I gradually get used to it. Yeah.
Did you ever have an encounter with God? Like something where you're like, whoa, okay, now I know kind of thing.
Yeah. So there was a time I prayed that although I know everything by my brain, by my mind, but I don't really feel it deep in my heart. So
Right.
I prayed like, if this is really true, can you show me? And that's how I had a dream that I went to hell. And I saw how Satan's tortured people, the spirits.
Wow.
I saw a lot of blood and limbs being cut off and stuff. And at the time, so when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, this is real. Like God
Wow.
sent people to teach me this truth so that I can get away from all these torturing and hell in Satan's hands. So I know that at that time I realized that God really exists, and this is how he works. He's leading this history. This providence is really history of God. It's not just some kind of Bible studies. It's not just some kind of, meeting a new omni, knowing a new person. No, but it's, yeah, but it's really something true. That's when it hit me.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Like I don't know very many people who've had dreams of actually going to hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really horrible. I really don't want to have that dream anymore.
But were you affected by it after? Like did you see constantly see the images?
No, but I sometimes still have dreams about Satan's. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So then you were so then now you passed. And then how long were you in Hong Kong before you went to Korea?
I passed, and then 2014. So I was passed in 2011, and then in 2014, I graduated from high school, and I stayed in Hong Kong for then 3 years. Yeah.
How what'd you do during that time in high school while you were in Providence?
Oh, I was with SS, and it's like a very happy time. I
Right.
evangelized with them. I study. I keep on doing this kind of Bible studies together with the New Lives, and
Right.
I learned how to teach the Bible lessons too. Yeah.
Wow. While you were SS?
Yeah.
Wow. So so you were already teaching newcomers
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
when you were like 16, 17.
Yeah. It was
Oh my
fun.
goodness. Well, no, that's amazing. I don't know that many people who actually start teaching while they're SS.
Yeah, it was fun, really.
Oh, is that something you really enjoy?
Yeah, I really enjoy. And especially when it's not like I don't care whether they realize or not, but just the fact that I am teaching, I'm preaching God's words makes me so happy.
Wow.
I don't know, this kind of, the feeling that the Holy Spirit is inside you and really working together. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, no, because I do lecturing a lot too, and there's nothing better than the moment you feel God is speaking through you. When you see the newcomer react like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to. That's exactly what I was praying for. I'm just like, God, this is all God.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
amazing, that feeling.
So actually, no. The interesting thing is, I don't think people know how good you are in English. Do they?
Oh well, I studied in English speaking school, not international school, but a traditional Hong Kong school. But yeah, we speak English at school.
And everyone should know where you were born.
Well,
Yes.
I was born in Canada, Vancouver, and
Yes.
but I stayed there for like I stayed there for like 1 or 2 months, and I came back to Hong Kong. So.
It still counts. You were born there.
Yeah,
So that's
I
why
have my Canadian passport.
yeah. You went to Korea because everyone knows you more of speaking Korean than English.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So how did you
Yeah.
learn your Korean?
I learned it in Wede. It's a university in Korea, in Seoul. When I first went to Korea in 2014, I only knew 감사합니다 or 하나님, 성령님, 선생님,
사랑해요.
right?
사랑해요. 보고
Yeah, the
싶어요.
Providence Korean.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't even know 보고 싶어요. I was like,
Really?
감사합니다, 사랑합니다. Yeah.
Wow. So then how long did it take for you
yeah.
to reach right now? How long did that take?
I would say so there are 6 levels in a normal language school in Korea. I studied from level 1 to level 5. It took me like a year and a half, I guess. Yeah.
And your Korean got this good?
Well, not really. I then get along with Koreans. I be friends with them, and I live with them, so I get to practice a lot.
You know how many people would be so jealous right now to hear that you got like this in a year and a half, 2 years? That is so crazy. I'm serious. So many people are coming to Korea to learn, and they come back and they're just the same. 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. 사랑해요. Wow. Because when we see you, we see.
Well, I'll give them one
yeah.
tip. You really have to have a Korean friend. I want to see
a Korean friend that doesn't speak English.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
That makes sense. Okay. So after you finished 2 years in learning Korean, what was where'd you go next?
After learning Korean, after learning Korean, I kept studying in Wede in the university. I majored in Spanish, and then I was at that time in another church, Chusong, which is near Wede, and then I went to the Lord's Church in 2016. 16, yeah. And then right before something came out, I went back to Hong Kong as an AL.
Wow.
AL.
Why would you make that decision?
Because I really want to evangelize a lot of people before he comes out. I really want to prepare. Yeah, be well prepared.
And so how long were you AL for?
For like 6 months, I guess. Yeah.
You're an AL. How was that experience being an AL?
Well, it was quite overwhelming because I didn't know that there are that much problems to tackle in the church. It's like, I know that there are difficulties in their, faith lives, like waking up in pre-dawn or facing family problems. You have to keep a secret and stuff. But I didn't know that there are that much problems. And then they keep on, contacting me, wanting to talk to me, and they're like crying, financial problem or stuff, and they got like tested. So at that time, it was quite overwhelming, and I didn't know how to solve those problems with them. Yeah.
Did you realize anything from that experience of being AL for 6 months?
I was like, first of all, I really have to I really respect all the head leaders in Providence.
Thank you.
And I mean, that's really not an easy job, really. That's like, really, it can be really overwhelming. And something as well, and AJ as well, like they have to manage this huge group of people. So it's really hard.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. That just from that one experience, you see some teams doing like 10,000 times more.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's unimaginable how hard that is. Oh.
Yeah, it's
So
really
then,
hard to imagine.
wow. Well, great job for doing the AL work at such a young age in a big church. I know it must have been so difficult, but you made it. Made it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And then now after that, I'm sure you headed back to Korea to welcome Sunsteam, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how was this? It's been then till now, right?
Yeah, so I have been in Warmyeongdong since then, since
Right.
2007. Yeah,
Mm.
17.
Do you have any one very for you be like, oh my gosh, this was just one of the best experiences I had with Sunsteam? Or like one of those, do you have a story that you say, wow, this was it? It could be good, it could be hard. I'm sure in 7 years you have tons of things.
Oh well, there's one thing that really of course there are a lot of things that touched me, but there's one thing that I really want to tell foreign members, that learning that language is really not that important. Of course it's important, but
Right,
not
right.
that important, because there's once something he was telling me about this pine tree, like this small pine tree is like this
Huh.
big. Yeah, and then he's like because the pine tree is kind of lowering, so he has to use this other branch to like support it.
Right.
It's like this kind of branch. So he told Shinbi to bring a branch. So Shinbi brought another branch, but it's not like in this shape. It's only like normal branch. So he was like why did you bring such branch? And then I told her like, yeah, you need to bring this kind of branch so that you can support the pine tree. And then she was like, oh. And then sometimes like, you see, Sujung is a foreigner and she understands what I want. She understands what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that was like, oh wow, okay. Yeah. So when you observe correctly and thorough, then you will be able to understand him. Yeah.
Thank you, Sujung, for representing the foreign countries. Thank you. Whenever someone says that, I'll be like, do you want to know a story? A story about foreigners knowing more? I'm going to tell that story to them.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, that's a really deep thing, because you can speak the same language but still not understand. Wait, so then how did you actually become a singer then? Like the Providence singer? How did that happen?
Yeah. We were in the lawn with a bunch of people. I forgot there are Koreans and also foreigners. And he was like, okay, so I have to find a singer. Well, did he say that? Well, he said, why don't you guys sing and give glory to God? And so it's like, he's like, heba, try, why don't you try? And one by one people came out and sang, and then he was like, okay. And then he said, is there any foreigners who wants to try? And I didn't raise my hand, but he looked at me, and we were eye contact. I'm like, don't call me. And he's like, oh, sit down, no heba, why don't you try? And I was like, oh my God. And I went out, and there was a dance that I was practicing just to I practiced that for Myeongjeol, I think, or some kind of festival. Yeah. So it's 멋있게 사는 거야. So I sang and danced that song, and then he was so happy. And then he said, okay, why don't you be a singer? And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I never learned singing, and I know that I'm not that good at it. So yeah.
Well, but the thing is, you made him happy.
Yeah,
and
I'm happy.
Yeah, so that's good. And then from that point on, that's when we started seeing you, like who you were. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
who's the new Korean girl? We've never seen her before.
Korean girl.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And then everyone starts figuring out like, wait, she's not Korean. When sports begins, and then it's like Tare is speaking in Korean, and all of a sudden she's like, and then they scored the goal. Number 5 passes the ball to number 7, and we're like,
Oh my
who's
goodness.
speaking English? And then we find out it's you speaking
Yeah.
English. Wow.
Yeah, that's why. So at that time I was like, I actually told something that I'm not good at singing, so I don't want to be a singer anymore.
Right.
And then so he said, okay, why don't you be an announcer with Tare? And I was like, what? Yeah, and that's how it started.
Wait, so then you're kind of like, I guess, introvert, or you're very shy?
Personally, like with I don't know how to say this. Well, in front of a lot of people, I'm very shy.
Right.
But like in front of like a small group or new friends, I'm fine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but like you would go to karaoke just to sing, right? Like with your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but not like in front of like 10,000 people. All of a sudden, it's like, all right, come on.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. And without preparation, without practice, he just suddenly, Sujan, why don't you sing? And I'm like,
Wow.
what?
Yeah, no one knew what the story was that what happened that you began to sing, but it was like Sunsi was staring at you, and you're like, no. She's like, Sujong, why don't you come up?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the same thing? What about like CTN announcing? How did that happen?
That too, like, cause then, I was an announcer with Tare, right? So, there was one something told Tare to start this pump station. So
Right.
Tare said that, okay, who should work with me? So he named a few of them, and I was one of them.
Oh, wow. But
Yeah.
that's great, because you became the person you did the English for us too, didn't you, a couple times?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes us really happy. Like, oh my gosh, it's actually in English, and we're, there's no translate. It was perfect. Like for us, I remember texting you right after.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's in English. I'm so happy. I was like texting you like, this is great. I'm so thankful that someone's doing it in English. Yeah, people were so happty. I'm serious. We were really, really happy and thankful. Oh,
Thank
man.
you very much. Thank you very much.
So now that we kind of seen the process of how you've come through, like from the beginning until now, what do you kind of see for yourself for the future? Like, what is it you really want to do?
I really want to do, I want to evangelize in other countries, like internationally.
Wow.
Because that's like, I would say language is my talent from God, like gift from
Right.
God. So, and that's the only thing I'm good at. So,
Wait.
yeah,
What's the only thing you're good at?
Like languages, like
Oh.
yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, and I also like evangelizing a lot. So that is the other only thing that I'm experienced in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, trust me, every country will be asking you to come after they see this. They're gonna be like, my only talent is evangelism. So I'm sorry, I'm very limited, but it's only evangelism. We're like, come over, right? Everyone wants an evangelist.
True. Like, I'm not good at managing. I'm really not good at managing. So that's the only thing I'm good at.
Wow. Hey, by the way, how many languages do you speak?
English, Chinese, Mandarin and Cantonese,
Right.
and Korean. So, and now I'm learning Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
Spanish.
so then language is your like big forte then. Like speaking languages and evangelism.
Oh well, I really hope that it can be useful.
Yeah, and your English though is very it's very, I don't know what the word is, like Americanized, which is really good. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you should go to America or Canada. Go back to the hometown, Vancouver, Canada.
Well, thank you.
Oh, oh
Hometown.
wow, that's so good. But do you have like that's something you want to do in the future? Do you have like a future vision of yourself? Like, what do you eventually want to be?
Oh wow, vision.
Yeah.
That's well, I actually admire you a lot, like the way that you evangelize. I mean, not like the preaching, the sharing, and the vibe, the kind of vibe that you and this
Oh wow.
good energy. Yeah,
Mm.
I really look up to you guys, and I want to be like you guys too.
Okay, everyone, I just want you to know I didn't pay her. I didn't make her say this. This is totally, I had no idea she was going to say this. Do not think that I made her say that. I did not make her say that at all, okay? I just want to tell everyone it wasn't me. I'm just as surprised now. I'm very surprised, but I'm very grateful and thankful to God that there is an energy felt. Wow, you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
And now I feel like other people are going to think that I made you say that. I'm like, you better say it because this is my show and you better say it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But you see, everyone, she's very fun and she likes to laugh, right? So she's really, really cool.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I really don't show this
Yeah,
that
no
much.
one knows this. Yeah. Do you have like the top 2 or 3 countries you would love to visit, like to do like evangelism and stuff?
Because I was born in Canada, so I want to go there once, and maybe Spain as well because I'm learning Spanish and I'm a very good friend of a Spanish member. Yeah.
I have a question that I usually ask all the people I interview. And the first one I gave to you already is like, what is your vision and goal for yourself? My second one I want to do is, the second question I give is, what advice can you give to future members, like future new members that come in, like from your experience, like what advice can you give to them, to these people? Yeah, something from your experience or, yeah.
I would say, really talk to God about anything, really anything. Your whatever you feel, even though you're like, I feel like this is not good, or I can't accept this, or you know, it's not my style. Still tell your true feelings to God. That's how he will help you and work according to it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's great advice. And because one thing I do recognize about YouTube and like all these channels that we're making is, I realize that this is going to remain and people in the future are going to watch this for like the next 1,000 years.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, darn it, I wish I did my hair. I was like,
gosh, I wish I put makeup.
Don't worry, we'll have another interview next time too when more new stuff comes up. Yeah, so that's great advice for the new members. And also my last question I give to everyone is, what song would you like to end off this interview on? If you were to choose any song in the world, any song, doesn't matter. You say, you know what? For my interview, I want this interview to go off in the sunset on this song.
Oh my God. Song. Well, you know, my song is 멋지게 사는 거야.
Do you want that song to end it on?
Oh, why not? Yeah.
All
that's
right,
like
cool.
my song, right?
that is your theme song. And everyone will know you for this. Perfect. We'll do that song to end it on. So once again, Sujong, and I heard your English name is Maple.
Maple. Yeah.
Did you choose that?
No, my parents did, because I was born in Canada, so I don't know.
That's perfect, because the maple leaf. So once again, Sujong, we are super grateful and thankful that you took your time out for this interview.
Thank you.
I hope you had a fun time.
Yeah, thank you. I really had.
Awesome. And we got to see another side of you, which is awesome too for us. We can kind of feel more comfortable with you now. So everyone out there, for the Sunday edition on the Morning Star Drive on 117.8, we are grateful that you all came out. Let's all give a round of applause to Chong Soo-jung for coming to this interview. Thank you so much. And
Thank
we
you
will
so
be seeing,
much.
no problem. And we'll see everyone again next week. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.